King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, Mallory version, chapter 13. How Balin and the damosel met with a knight, which was in likewise slain, and how the damosel bled for the custom of a castle. So Balin and the damosel rode into a forest, and there met with a knight that had been a hunting, and the knight asked Balin what caused he made so great sorrow. Needless not to tell you, said Balin. Now said the knight, and I were armed as ye be, I would fight with you, that should little need. Said Balin, I am not afraid to tell you, and told him all the cause how it was. Ah, said the knight, is that all? Here I ensure you by the faith of my body, never to depart from you while my life lasteth. And so they went to the hostelry, and armed them, and so rode forth with Balin. And as in they came by a heritage, even by a churchyard, there came the knight Garlon, invisible, and smote this knight, Perinedy Montbellard, through the body with a spear. Alas, said the knight, I am slain by the traitor knight, and rideth invisible. Alas, said Balin, it is not the first despite that he hath done me. And there the hermit and Balin buried the knight under a rich stone in a tomb royal. And on the morn they found a little of gold, written how Sir Gawain shall revenge his father's death, King Lot, on the king of Pellinore. Anon, after this Balin and the damosel rode until they came to a castle. There Balin alighted, and he and the damosel went to go into the castle. And anon, as Balin came with the castle's gate, the portcullis fell down at his back, and there fell many men about the damosel, and would have slain her, when Balin saw that he was sore aggrieved, for he might not help the damosel. Then he went up into the tower, and leapt over walls into the ditch, and hurt him not. And anon he pulled out his sword, and would have foughten with them. And they all said nay, they would not fight with him, for they did nothing but the old custom of the castle, and told him how their lady was sick, and had lain many years, and she might not be whole, but if she had a dish of silver full of blood of a clean maid, and a king's daughter. And therefore the custom of the castle is, there shall no damosel pass this way, but shall she bleed of her blood is a full silver dish full. Well, said Balin, she shall bleed as much as she may bleed, but I will not lose the life of her, whiles my life lasteth. And so Balin made her to bleed by her goodwill, but her blood helped not the lady. And so he and she rested there all night, and had their right good cheer. And on the morn they passed on their ways. And as it telleth after in the Sangreal, that Sir Percival's sister helped that lady with her blood, or if she was dead. Chapter 14. How Balin met with that knight named Garlon at a feast, and there he slew him to have the blood to heal therewith the son of his host. Then they rode 3 or 4 days, and never met with adventure, and by hap they lodged with a gentleman that was a rich man, and well at ease. And as they sat at their supper, Balin overheard one complain grievously by him in a chair. What is this noise? Said Balin. Forsooth, said his host, I will tell you, I was but late at jousting, and there I jousted with a knight that is brother unto King Pellam, and twice smote I him down, and then he promised to quit me on my best friend, and so he wounded my son, that cannot be whole till I have that knight's blood, and he rideth away invisible, but I know not his name. Ah, said Balin, I know that knight, his name is Garlon. He hath slain 2 knights of mine in the same manner, therefore I had liefer meet with that knight than all the gold in this realm, for the despite he hath done me. Well, said his host, I shall tell you, King Pellam of this knights hath made due cry in all this country a great feast that shall be within these 20 days, and no knight may come there, but if he bring his wife with him on his paramour, that night your enemy and mine you shall see that day, then I behoove you, said Balin, part of his blood to heal your son withal. We will be forward to morn, said his host. So on the morn they rode all 3 towards Pellam, and they had 15 days' journey, for they came thither, and the same day began a great feast, and so they alighted, and stabbed their horses, and went into the castle, that Balin's most might not be in, because he had no lady. Then Balin well received and brought unto a chamber, and unarmed him, and there were brought him robes to his pleasure. Do I not, for its custom of my country, a knight always to help his weapon with him, and his custom will I keep, or else I will depart as I came. Then they gave him a leave to wear his sword, and so he went unto the castle, and was set among knights of worship, and his lady before him. Soon Balin asked the knight, is there not a knight in this court whose name is Garlon? Yonder he goeth, said a knight, he with the black face, he is the marvellous knight that is now living, for he destroyeth many good knights, for he goeth invisible. Ah, well, said Balin, is that he? Then Balin advised him long, if I slay him here, I shall not escape, and if I leave him now, peradventure, I shall never meet with him again, at such a Stephen, and much harm he will do, and he live. Therewith this Garlon espied that this Balin beheld him. And then he came and smote Balin on the face with the back of his hand, and said, Knight, why beholdest me so? For shame therefore eat thy meat, and do that thou came for. Thou sayest sooth, said Balin. This is not the first despite that thou hast done me, and therefore I will do what I came for. And rose up fiercely, and clave his head to the shoulders. Give me the truncheon, said Balin, to his lady, wherewith he slew your knight, anon, and she gave it him, for always she bare the truncheon with her. And therewith Balin smote him through the body, and said openly, with the truncheon thou hast slain a good knight, and now it sticketh in thy body. And then Balin called unto him his host, saying, Now may ye fetch blood enough to heal your son withal.